All right, we are live, Eyes on Africa News and online at eoanews.com and on youtube.com/Hermela TV. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. We've got a really good show today, several parts to it. The first part, we're going to be talking about the midterm election, talking to two representatives from APAC. Talking about how you can engage civically as the fifth day of African Union peace talks on Ethiopia wrap up, and on a lot of issues around that, whether it's Western media outlets, once again, and how they're painting the picture. But also this time, the government is striking back as well. So we'll be having that conversation first. And then later on, we'll talk a little bit about the shakeup on Twitter and how that could affect censorship or the lack thereof. While we're waiting for everybody to hop on, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, or like, subscribe, and share, whatever order that you would like. I think it's going to be a really good conversation today. Two parts. The first half hour or so, we'll be talking about more civic engagement, community building, and then the second part, we'll talk more about Twitter and censorship. Kenneth said Twitter is now open. I guess the bird is freed, as Elon Musk has said. But what does that actually mean? What is going to be the process of rolling back some of the censorship at Twitter? I've spoken to some folks on the inside that say the tensions are high at Twitter. A lot of people worried about their jobs. They're not sure if they're going to be, have a job when they wake up in the morning. But so far, it looks like only top executives, actually three top executives, have lost their jobs. But there were some rumors going around that said that some of the employees or a large chunk of the employees would be slashed. But it looks like Elon Musk, the new owner of Twitter, has appeased some of those concerns. So again, while we're about to get started, make sure you like, subscribe, and share so that we can get everybody in here on this Friday evening. A lot of top stories. Fifth day of African Union peace talks have wrapped. What does it mean? What's happening on the ground in Ethiopia? All of that and more. Feel free to comment in the comment section. We're also going to be taking questions at the end of each segment, and we'll have some help behind the scenes with some producers that will be fielding the comments and questions. So stay engaged on that. With that said, here are the top stories today.
The fifth of 7 days of Ethiopia peace talks have wrapped in South Africa. The African Union is set to be leading them. Mediating the talks are former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, and former South African Deputy President Phumzile Mlambo Nguka. The United States and the United Nations are said to be observing, but State Department spokesperson Ned Price said this week that Special Envoy Mike Hammer would also be participating.
Our Special Envoy for the Horn of Africa, Mike Hammer, is in South Africa to observe and to participate in the AU-led talks.
Western media outlets also continue their pressure on the Ethiopian government in this conflict. Many admit the federal government does appear to have a military upper hand against the TPLF, the Tigray People's Liberation Front rebels who ran a brutal 27-year regime that ended in 2018. The Ethiopian government has also struck back at Western media outlets, think tanks, and others that continue to levy uncorroborated allegations against it. In a statement, the state's communications service says in part, the government of Ethiopia can no longer tolerate the defamatory falsehood being spread against Ethiopia by various Western entities. It is shameful that they parrot TPLF's irresponsible propaganda. Some are jumping to rescue the group no matter what. It goes on to say the bandwagon of accusations and slander does not change the facts on the ground. And on the ground, the federal army continues to hold several cities in Tigray, with sources saying fighting continues around the region's capital city of Mekelle. And new from Ethiopia's Minister of Defense, Dr. Abraham Belai, who himself is from Tigray. Belai released statements in 3 languages calling on collective calm and a new mindset for Ethiopians from Tigray. The minister says in part, the serious crisis we're facing in Tigray can only be solved when our people themselves become a part of a solution with a new mindset. Outdated political party or ideology will not ensure peace, security, and stability for the people of Tigray.